How I came up with the idea for the project was we used to do a horror movie every year. Usually it was a zombie movie. We were thinking about it, and I just kind of wanted to try things differently for once. What would be perfect is something like old-timey, and so I started looking up old music on public domain, and the song "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" popped up, and my brain went crazy. How crazy awesome would it be if we do a 1950s stylized horror movie, but we throw in a modern day serial killer who is ruthless and kills people to take me out to the ball game. I'm Alex Watson. I am the director and writer of Take Me Out.
I'm Arthur Kemp, and I am a producer and the cinematographer for Take Me Out.
Hi, I'm Angelique Penrod. I play Laurie.
My name is Michaela Iverson, and I am playing Chrissy.
My name's Ricky Furlan. I'm playing the serial killer.
First project that I worked with on J-Wat Productions would be You, Me, and Him. We are very fond of You, Me, and Him.
What we've done different for Take Me Out than what we've done ever before is we've really stuck to the book. I mean, we had really good... we were in pre-production at least 2.5 months before we actually started casting and filming things, and we were... I wrote the script, and we went over different revisions and things like that. And I've done that before, but this was a lot more serious, and we wanted the script to just be solid, and we wanted to go all out. Like, I think what makes a good film is the little details. For example, we got a 1950 Ford car, and we didn't have to have the car. We could have still made the film without it. People would have still believed it was 1950s, but it's just another element that was added to it. We also have all this awesome art that's done by an artist who is inspired of the 1950s.
So if you know Watson gets very excited. I don't get very excited, like, ever, and much to Watson's dismay. Like, I'm never excited about things. It's like I'm this stone wall without emotions. But he tells me about his idea for Take Me Out, and he plays all this music and sound effects, and he really pitched it to me.
Set in the 50s. I was like, oh my gosh, how's that going to work out? And he told me more about the story and how everything was supposed to fit together. And I'm like, oh, okay, this sounds really, this could be really cool and really interesting.
I just thought how cool it sounded, They didn't tell us much with the audition, but I knew that if I was coming in auditioning with a 1950s commercial, then it was going to be a really fun project that we were about to start.
Well, I thought it would be fun to play a bad guy. I am often typecast on stage as the good guy, but anytime I'm thrown on film, for some reason I'm always put as the bad guy. Well, I like being scary. And because Alex Watson, he's awesome, the director of the movie.
My character, Laurie, she is very stuck in this timepiece, and she ends up changing. It really messes with her head, and she goes from being that happy peppy like everybody else to being normal and reacting to the situation very realistically.
Angelique was someone who we've always wanted to put as a lead in one of our movies. She was so great in one of the zombie movies we made, and she was just a zombie in the background, and then we had her for a promo thing we did for our radio show.
So Chrissy's character, the way I see her is she's just a really innocent 1950s character on a TV show, that typical, just think of kind of like Grease. Some of those characters, they're just so happy about everything, and that's how I see her.
All right, my character, the serial killer, the first time I looked through the script, I thought, man, he's pretty gruesome. He doesn't pull back any punches. He doesn't pull any punches. He knows what he wants, goes after it, and he doesn't care who gets in his way. And just the thing that really grabbed me about him is that it wasn't, I think it's just that, there's no mercy there. I mean, he goes crazy.
He he's actually a very nice, loud, enthusiastic guy. So when I first there was, and I do comedy with him, improv comedy, and I remember there was one time where he just played this really creepy dude on stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, he is actually creepy when he wants to be, you know. He's super nice, and he's like seriously one of the coolest guys I know, you know. Bless his heart, and his wife, I gotta thank them because they got married during the production. So thank you for taking the time and letting us use both of you, because his wife was on special effects, and so really got to thank them for that.
The acting is old school, the cinematography is more modern, but really my goals were to make as much contrast and moody, kind of atmospheric moments, lots of shadows, and yeah, you know, I feel like when you're shooting in black and white, you gotta have lots of shadows, you gotta have lots of dramatic lighting. I love the 1950s setting. I love black and white. I love the idea of only seeing the blood, red being the only color shown in the film. We're trying really hard to do as many effects in camera, and that's what I find is the most effective.
A lot of blood, and I'm very excited about it. And I gotta tell you, it's really awkward writing some of those scenes and telling some of those scenes. I got people being like, you know, this is very creative how you killed this person, but I'm worried about you. Literally last night, Arthur and I went through our old videos, and we're watching a few of them just to kind of get a chuckle at the mistakes we made, but also some of the good things we did. One of the big mistakes is in our first, we did this TV series called You, Me, and Him, and we had we mixed lighting. We had tungsten lighting with daylight lighting, and it just looked awful. But, you know, that's the thing, is like that we learned from that, and then we moved on. You know, I noticed that our films were looking good, but maybe the acting wasn't as great as I'd want it, and so I just realized that the reason that is because I was so focused on everything else and not focused on just the directing and of the actors. Sound quality, like, the problem that I've had in the past was that I was running sound, and then I was directing, and then I was editing, and then I was, you know, shooting a lot of the time. And so to have people step in and do that for you, it's awesome that I can just focus on directing and focus on shots and focus on actors and focus on making sure everything's good. And
I have had a blast, whether it's murdering someone, whether it's just someone being over the top.
Like, you really appreciate the hard work that people put in here. Like Arthur, he's done such a good job at picking the shots and having the shots, and you know, helping out with the crew, and also Will, you know, doing behind the scenes, and also, you know, picking up if there needs to be something else. He's been really good at that. And you know, Melissa, who's been our production manager, who's basically just helped do everything that made our lives a lot easier, and she seriously has been a lifesaver to a lot of us.
Everybody just knows exactly what's going on and how to make it work and flow and collaborate together. And I feel like that's very important for a project, to make it work and to help the project go along and really bring everybody to do the best that they possibly can.
Scott, I know I always yell at you for putting the mic into the shot. Obviously, being the boom operator isn't easy. Thank you everyone for helping, especially thank you, Scott.
So it's always fun whenever I get approached or I find out that they're doing another project. It's like, oh, I want to be involved, because they're very professional. They know what they're doing, and especially with what we have available to us, they feel like the quality is really good too. So it's always a pleasure to be able to work with cast and crew of J-Wat and any J-Wat production.
You know, regardless if this film gets anywhere, I'm very proud of it, and we haven't even finished it yet, as of right now.
I can't wait to have a finished product to show everyone, and just let everyone show off just how great they are.
I look forward to whatever comes next.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball